Shalom, Yasharel. Want to give a shout out to all the true Israelites scattered to the four corners and giving all praises and glory to the great I am. So in this topic, we're going to discuss some pretty heavy things. And we're going to be dealing with the hardness of Pharaoh's heart is compared to our enemies of today. Now, it's a no-brainer when you look around you, and I'm not just talking about within the U.S., but I'm talking from here all the way to the four corners. You know, you see all of these destructive disasters, these all-time high records and what have you. You know, the flooding, all of these just pestilence and all kinds of things, because the nature balance is off. It's like the earth is crying out like it's never cried out before, and it's going to destroy. It's going to naturally destroy all the things that are unnatural. So I think some of you might know where I'm going with this, but we are living in some crazy, but at the same time, exciting times. We are literally seeing the recessive gene. And when I say recessive gene, I'm talking about all the non-melanated people that are upon this earth. Because you know, anything that has no melanin is not indigenous to this earth. That's scientifically proven. Look at nature. Nature has melanin. Everything has melanin. These people are not indigenous to the earth. They will be eliminated, whether we see this in our time or after. But we can definitely see the beginning stages of this. So let me just give you a small glimpse of this. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, and I'm going to read verses 21 through 22. It says, "You shall not be frightened at them, for Yahuah is among you, a mighty El and terrible." Because we know what the Most High does to people who messes with his true people. We might not see it now, or we might not feel it, but it's coming. Verse 22, "And Yahuah will put out those nations before you, little and little." Read that part again. "And Yahuah will put out those nations before you by little and little. Ye may not consume them at once, lest the beast of the field increase upon you." All right, so what is that saying? And it's clear that the scriptures is referring to these people as beast. All right. The Most High is the one who is taking them out, destroying them little by little. And like I said earlier, it may not seem like it. It may seem like our enemies are just really encompassing us to no end. But it only seems that way because the scripture says in Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 27, it says that we would be few. We'll be few among the Gentiles. All right. So that's why it feels like wherever you are scattered to, feels like you're alone. Feels like there's no other Israelites out there, but they are. You know, we are a worldwide family. All right. For those of us who are in the truth and are keeping the commandments, laws, statutes with all our hearts, mind, and soul. So you're not alone. You may be by yourself in that sense, but you're not alone. And unfortunately, you know, we don't know who we are as a people. We have lost our inheritance. When I say we, I'm talking collectively as a whole, because the right hand does not operate without the left hand. The left foot does not operate without the left foot. We all work as in one unison. We are only as strong as our weakest link. Our people have lost their heritage, just like the scripture said we would, but not for long. You got to remember that. Same way we came out of Egypt, we didn't know anything. The first feast day ever known to the Israelites was the Passover. We came out, we had to learn the laws. And unfortunately, that came with some harsh, very harsh discipline. But let's go to the scriptures, Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And it goes on to say, "And you, even yourself, shall discontinue from your heritage that I gave you, and I will cause you to serve your enemies in the land which you know not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. All right, and we know that forever means until the Most High brings us back into the covenant, which he has never broken at all. We were the one who broke the covenant, and because of that, the Almighty had to allow us to go into captivity time after time, get our backs beat, all kinds of manner of things to happen to us. But we are coming out of this. No matter what, we are coming out of this because the Almighty said that we would. It's just going to be a matter of time. And know this, for those of us now who truly get it, who are awakened to the laws, commandments, and statutes, and doing the will of the Most High with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, you all are going to see it. You all are going to see it. Maybe have a chance to witness it. Unfortunately, it's not meant for many of our people to get this. They're not going to understand this. They're not going to want to keep the laws. They're going to want to continue to stay engrafted with the heathens, the demon seed, non-melech, and they're going to want to continue to break the covenant with the Almighty. They hate their birthright. They despise it. They mock it. And anyone who is doing righteous in the law, they are ridiculed. And this is why the Most High is going to destroy many of our people with their enemies. And it's a shame that many of our people will have to be destroyed along with the demon seed. That's a shame, y'all. I mean, that's the most worst thing that can ever happen to you. You have a birthright, a powerful birthright, and you give it all up just to hang with some bunch of beasts. I mean, that's beyond mind-blowing. So let's talk a little bit about this hardness of Pharaoh's heart compared to our enemies today. Now, we know that the scripture says in plain words that we will be hated among all nations. Now, that's a no-brainer. That's talking about the Most High's chosen people, the Negroes scattered to the four corners. Yes, we are hated amongst all the nations. So no matter where we are scattered to, we are hated amongst our enemies. Many of you have researched this already. You know where our people are scattered to. You see how they are treated. I don't even got to go into details with this. But it's just, hey, it's not rocket scientists. It's not hard to figure it out. And you know what's so crazy? Even our enemies know it. Even our enemies know that we are hated by all the nations. So this brings me to my next point. If the nations hate us, why do they continue to pay attention to us? See, we as a people, like I said earlier, we have lost our identity. Now, if you don't like a person, now correct me if I'm wrong, if you don't like a person, you're not going to pay attention to that person, right? You don't want anything to do with that person if you don't like that person. You're not trying to dig up information. You don't want to have anything to do with that person. But you look at our enemies. Why is it that all these other nations, yet they want to copy us, but yet they hate us? All right. And again, like I said, if you have people that hate you, they're not going to want anything to do with you, right? But these people will never leave us alone. Just like Pharaoh of old, he did not want to let the Israelites go. Why? There's a reason for this, because they know who we are. And even many of the masses know who we are as a people. They know. Don't let popular belief fool you. They are watching. They know that we are the bloodline, the chosen ones of the Most High. They know this for several reasons. One, because of what the scripture says. And two, what's happening in or what's happening on the earth today. All right, there are a lot of things. Now, I have this simulation before you with all the pictures and everything. All the stuff that's going on, they can't even fit in the news anymore. It's just so much stuff going on. But I really want to bring something to your attention that you might not really been paying attention to. Maybe you have. But there was some kind of tunnel discovered under a synagogue in New York somewhere. Now, this is kind of being kept on a hush-hush, but more and more things are starting to come out. A lot of rumors are just flying left to right, what have you. And many of those rumors are proving to be true and what have you. But, you know, some of the things that they were saying was, you know, hey, it might have been some sex trafficking involved. Their media is trying to make it seem like, oh, this is nothing. They're trying to push it under the rug. Why? Because these people are supposed to represent the Israeli state of the world. Now, peep this. Look how the Almighty is exposing these people. Not only with this situation, but also with the war in Gaza, or with Hamas. You see how the Most High is pulling the pieces and he's slowly revealing the true nature of these people? Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, we already know what it says. Those who say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. The synagogue of Satan is being revealed to the whole world. Now, what's so ironic about this is that many people who believe that these people are the so-called ancient Israelites, they're having doubts, but they knew all along. But see, they're trying to make believe like, oh, okay, it's nothing. They're trying to make believe that they don't that they don't know, but we know they know. They're not fooling anyone. And we see the lies, we see the curtains of lies being revealed right before our very eyes. And see, this is why, Yasharel, we should not be worried at all concerning us. All right. Only thing we got to do is commit to the Most High and his laws, commandments, and statutes. The Most High is going to take care of the rest. He is revealing these snakes, these demons for who they truly are. And man, I'm telling you, it is something else. And we ain't seen nothing yet. This is why we are never to trust our enemies. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, starting with verse 10. Never trust your enemy, for like as iron rust, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And you shall be unto him as if you had wiped a looking glass, and you shall know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by you, lest when he has overthrown you, he stand up in your place, neither let him sit at your right hand, lest he seek to take your seat, and you at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that has joy of his children, and he that lives to see the fall of his enemy. And see, this is why they hate us so much, because the world elites know who we are, and they know that if we get back to our power, which is the Most High's laws, commandments, and statutes, if they see us do that, and if we do that, it's over. It's a wrap. It's kaput. It's done. They don't want to see us do that. This is why they put so much money on our demise. This is why they pay rappers so much to keep us in the ditches. This is why they do all they can to keep our people in derision, to keep our people in so much confusion and so much wickedness that we can't even see the light, because our people have loved the wickedness so much that it's become a part of their genetics. But that's not who we are. This is why I named the lesson, the hardness of Pharaoh's heart is compared to our enemies of today. Because if Pharaoh knew that if he would have released the Israelites from the first day go, it would have been over for him. He didn't want to lose his kingdom. And the Most High hardened his heart just so that he could turn around and to destroy Pharaoh and his whole host of army. And it's the same thing the Most High is getting ready to do to our enemies. This is why I did a video a while back ago, some time ago, about the Most High is putting the spirit of hate even more on our enemies. Why? Because the Most High is setting them up for the bait. He is setting them up for the kill, setting them up first for the bait, and then setting them up for the kill and destruction. But our people are so drunk with Christianity and drenched in heathen manure, they can't even see it. They used to the smell. They used to all the grimy, icky, all that stuff. And our people are loving it like hogs love slop. So that percentage of our people are going to be completely destroyed, wiped out. The Most High has already given them over to a reprobate mind. They can't see it. It's not meant for them to see it. And if you've already tried, you just need to wipe the dust off your feet and move on and let the Most High do his work and let this process fulfill itself. All right, many of our people are going to bleed out. If they truly answered the voice and heard the voice, they wouldn't be in this predicament in the first place. If our people truly knew the nature of these demon seeds that they truly love to engraft themselves with, our people would run in horror. I truly believe that if the Most High would allow a special rain to fall on this earth upon all the non-melanated people and it went into their DNA, I guarantee you it would change them into something that would scare the living daylights out of you. You would run like a bat out of Hades if you saw their true form. These people are not us. They're not like us. They're not even close to being us. They may look like us in form, but they are not us. This is why they pay so much attention to us. This is why they look at us and continue to do experiment on us, continue to do these things, because they know that, one, we are resilient people and we are the chosen people of the Most High. They know this. They may pretend like they don't know. You go out there with your friends, they'll look at you crazy because they know in their mind, it's like, oh man, they know. But by us continuing in wickedness, it's comfortable to them because this is the state that they want to see us in constantly. Because I'm telling you, the moment we rise up and get back to the Most High's ways, his statutes and his laws, it's a wrap. This is why the world elite spends so much money in keeping our people in total wickedness. Using the rap game, using the music industry, using the Hollywood industry, all of that stuff. All our brothers and sisters that sold out, they're being used as pawns to keep our people in the dark. Now, I'm just going to give you a simple scientific experiment to prove to you that these non-melanated people are not natural, are not indigenous to the earth, that they do not come from the hand of the Almighty. Now, you take a melanated person and a non-melanated person and put them in the sun. All right, you will see the true test. Put them in a hot sun, desert sun long enough, and you will see, because their skin cannot absorb the sun. It cannot, only for a short period of time, but for a very short period of time. Melanated people can absorb the sun because we are indigenous to the earth. So we don't have a problem sitting out in the sun. Now, you're going to have some people or some doctors would try to say that, oh yeah, black people can get sunburned too. I grew up around thousands and thousands of so-called black folks. I've never heard of one case of a person getting sunburned, period. Now, the only thing I've ever heard was of a black person having irritated skins because they had got done swimming and they were inside of a pool that was full of chemicals. And then they get out and sit out in the sun. That's a little different. But still, on top of that, they have not gotten sunburned. I've never, ever been sunburned in my life, and I've been out in the sun. I'm always out in the sun. And y'all know that California sun ain't no joke. And this experiment alone should prove to you, hey, something ain't right with this. Because if you were really indigenous to the earth, why is it that your skin cannot take the sun? Why can it not absorb the sun and not be affected? And you know what's crazy? When I was growing up in elementary, I remember we used to go outside and play for recess, and the white kids, we would come back in, and it's like the next day they would have these blisters all on their arms, and it was nasty looking too. It was bubbly, and it's like, and I used to ask myself, what is that stuff? It's like we were out in the sun, and our skin got irritant. But none of the black kids had that. Never. I've never ever in my life seen a melanated person have that. And people who die of skin cancers are these non-melanated people. And look up the results of the skin cancer rate in what is called Jerusalem. Those Khazars have the highest cases of skin cancer. But they're going to try to suppress that, and of course they'll try to come out and say, well, black people are the ones who have the highest cases. Now we know that's a lie. Now I'm sure that there are other experiments you can do to test a person's indigenous to the earth, if they are who they are. All right, the Most High does not lie. The Most High is all powerful and almighty, and He only creates natural things. He doesn't create artificial stuff. And this is why they pay attention to us, even though they hate us, like the scripture says, but they pay close attention to us because they know there's something special about us that they do not have. And the hatred of them is so intense. They will smile on your face. They will do nice things, but you have no idea what their true nature is. This is why the scripture says, trust not thine enemies. Do not trust your enemies. And our people are constantly compromised because they trust in their enemies. These people, well, many of them know that they're going to be destroyed. Many of them know that they are going into captivity. Many of them know that they are going to be punished severely for the crimes of our ancestors, for their ancestors. Now, if we have to suffer for the crimes of our ancestors, guess what? They will suffer 10 times worse for what their ancestors did, because they were the one who profited. They were the ones who forwarded the affliction. Let's go to Zechariah 1:15. Let me show you. And it goes on to say, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. All right, so the Most High already had our punishment in play. But these demon seeds, they came along and they forward the affliction. This is why their captivity is going to be so bad for them. This is why they love to pretend that nothing has ever happened. Look at what they're doing. They're trying to erase us from history. They are constantly trying to push everything under the rug. It's all guilt. But you know what? Let them. Don't worry about that. The Most High has recorded everything. There is nothing that is hid that would not be revealed. Everything that is hidden is going to come to the light. You can believe that. We just have to get on board with the Most High so that we escape those judgments. Because I'm telling you right now, what's going to be the determining point of persecution for His people, the moment that reality sinks in their minds that we are the chosen people of the Most High, I'm telling you, Yasharel, that's when hell's going to break loose. All hell's going to break out. Because they know that their kingdom is coming to an end. And that experiment, that little simple experiment I did with the non-melanated, you can do that. If they come up to you and you're like, hey, we equals, challenge them to a sun test. Do an 8-hour sun test. Of course, drink plenty of water, but challenge them to an 8-hour sun test, and let's see who really is indigenous to the earth. And you're going to have your answers, I guarantee you, by the end of the day. But they won't do it because they know. The world elites know. And the more our people stop the foolishness and get back to these laws, commandments, and statutes, the more we're going to see their hatred increase, infuriate, because that's going to be their destruction. We must get back to our power. We must get back to our heritage. There's nothing to be ashamed about. It's the biggest blessing ever, but yet our people don't want it. But they're going to have to pay the price in the end for those who refuse to hear the call and come back to their heritage. Woe is them. Oh well. So with that being said, Yahuah, I just want to throw out some precious jewels. Pray that you are edified. And by the grace of the Most High, we'll see you soon. Shalom and stay strong.